I noticed that you're wearing a shirt. Is everything okay?
I feel restricted right now.
He's usually walking around the office with
No shirt. Shirts are optional. 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, welcome back to this week's real estate market update. My man Chad Lummus.
JK here.
We switched seats.
Yeah.
It's summertime. We're switching things up all over the place, man. I love it.
Yeah, big moves here.
All right, well, you want to go national? I'll go national.
Okay.
You don't have to go national. You want to go local, and I'll go national. You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first, yeah.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, so we haven't talked for about a month. Been busy. You've been busy.
We have been busy, my man. Good stuff.
So overall pending sales haven't changed a whole lot. We've only had an increase of 4. We're up to 181 overall. But there's been some disruption within those parameters. So the 115 to 215 has dropped, and the 315 to 500 has dropped. But that 500 plus over, I guess, the last month has increased 14.
Whoa!
I had to double check those because I couldn't believe it. We're up to 39.
That was not what we were saying before.
No.
So yeah, that's really been kind of a shift in there.
Yeah, went 25 to 39. So that is really good. And it's important to check these stats because I was just having a conversation with another client, and she's in the 500 plus range. I said it's been relatively slow.
Yeah.
But that's not the case.
Yeah. Little competition out there in that upper end. So.
Yeah. And then active sales, we've been hovering around that 108, 110. We've actually jumped to 138, so a lot more listings, and we were planning on that. We just didn't know when it was going to happen.
Sure. Okay, so hold on. Let me go back here. I might have just said this wrong. So we have over 500,000. We actually have 39 pending.
Yes.
Okay, so great activity in that 500,000 and above. I mean, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, I still had PTSD back in the day when it was like we had 12, we had 9, like we had double digits. This is amazing, right?
Yeah, it is.
Holy smokes, dude. 39 pending.
Yeah.
That's super good. Well done, Casper. Well done right there. All right, well, national news. I mean, so I'm gonna throw some different curveballs at you here. So in 83% of the markets right now, we've got increases in prices. And you're like, well, that's actually really good. That sounds amazing. Well, that's actually down from 89% that we typically see that have an increase in pricing. So we've started to see a little bit of a decrease in that. Not much by any means. So this is not like, oh my gosh, heads up, we're gonna go into a recession, but just to see the slow of the market, right?
Yeah.
And then you've also seen there's some really interesting statistics going on and just like what buyers are thinking, consumers are thinking out there in the market. Now, we know, Chad, that real estate is selling every single day. There's always a need for a home to sell and for a buyer to buy. We always know that. I mean, whether they're moving out of the state or maybe moving out of the community. Hey, listen, we're getting close to graduation time, sometimes like parents are recognizing that and they're like, hey, I don't need a 7-bedroom house anymore.
Right.
If we've graduated 3 of our kids and now we really want to downsize a little bit. We also have these things where too, we're like, hey, guess what? People are moving back in and we need a bigger house, or mom and dad have decided to move in with us. They're at this age and we need more of a mother-in-law suite in a sense, right? So you have life happens, and so real estate is always selling. But there's a very interesting poll that just went out there across the country, and it said that 72% of Americans right now don't feel like it's a good time to buy. Now, I have a hard time with that because I keep looking back at, well, what was the price of these homes a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And we all have our dream list, right?
Right.
We all have like those homes in our neighborhoods or in our towns where we're like, if I could ever afford that house, like that's the house that I would want, right?
Exactly.
Every time I look at the information and what homes are selling for, my biggest regret is that at the time that we had an opportunity to buy it or we should have bought it, we didn't buy it.
Right.
Because it was so much more affordable than it is today. So it never seems like they're affordable until you look in the rearview mirror and you go, oh man, I could have bought that home for X amount. Now I'm paying double the price now.
Yep, just another form of buyer's remorse.
Yes.
And a lot of buyers I work with do say, I wish I would have.
Yes, right. Well, and they did another one with 53% of renters saying that they had no intentions of purchasing in the next 5 to 10 years. Now, I will say twofold on that. One, that's really unfortunate because home ownership is amazing. And we really, that's kind of like the American dream, man. Home ownership is one of the things that's a staple of the American dream. The other thing though I look at is because we do a lot of commercial, it's like, hey, good, because there's a lot of investors that are looking for opportunities. And here's the one thing we do know, rent is not going down. Like there is no recession in the rental market at all. So as a renter, you're gonna continue to have prices increase. As a landlord, as an owner of a property, guess what? You're gonna continue to see more profitability in your properties, in your portfolio. Yeah, exactly. So I look at that statistic and go, hey, listen, great, that's called security. As a investor, I know that we're gonna continue to have renters out there. So very interesting statistics that are out there. Whether they're applicable to the Casper market, the Buffalo, or the Sheridan market that we serve, you know, time will tell, but as you showed, homes are selling, and especially in that upper price range, man, that's some great activity.
That is great, yeah.
So,
no idea.
All right, well, there's my soapbox. There you go, buddy. It's been a long time, so
Good.
soapbox is right there.
I'm glad you kept your shirt on.
You're welcome, and so is our audience as well, too. All right, so we got Memorial Day weekend coming up.
Yeah.
That's always an exciting time because, as Chad and I were talking yesterday, what always happens over that weekend here in Casper?
It gets cold out.
What the? Does Chad know about the weather? He knows. He knows that it gets cold out. Yes. I always love it because everybody gets out to the lake with these expectations that it's going to be 80 degrees like it is right now. And guess what happens? It's not 80 degrees. Yeah. It might be inside, you know,
right,
but it's definitely not outside at the lake. So you're right. Weather's going to be probably really crappy, whatever. My question is, how many of you are going to do the Murph Challenge? The Murph Challenge. It's a staple of Memorial Day weekend. So on that Monday, be prepared. There's a lot of people out there doing that. I hope that you get to enjoy that Murph Challenge. Once again, it's a mile run. It's 100, a 200, or 100, 200, and 300. So you're gonna do push-ups, pull-ups, push-ups, and squats. And then you're gonna do another mile run afterwards. So it's pretty intense, but there's a lot of people out there who can do it.
Yeah.
So there you go.
All right.
That's what we got, man.
Okay, that's all I have too.
Okay.
And so everybody, we'll see you next Tuesday, I guess.
Yeah, have an awesome week, and yeah, we will be back. We'll be back. We've made some adjustments in our schedule, so here we go.
We switched seats.
Yes, we did.